Hey there, YouTubers. This is Big Paul. Um, this is my new channel. I say new channel because my other one, Mopar, is the only one. For those of you that I am subscribed to that have seen those videos or some of them or whatever, and I think there might be a couple of you like Fearless Front, maybe more Outlaw. That I'm subscribed to now that have seen my older stuff. Apologize for the shitty view and the poor quality. I'm going through my phone just because certain things have gone on, and computer access right now is a little bit of a pain in the hinder. So I'm using my phone. I can upload right from there, and go from there. I've been kind of in hiatus for the last 8 years. I've had a lot of things happen, a lot of things go down, family things in, love life, personal life, random stuff like that. Where do I begin? Well, those of you that have seen my other channel, may notice that the background scenery is a little bit different. That's because I'm not in my dad's garage anymore. I'm actually in a shop that I rent from my best friend. Hey, the light finally came on. Yeah, I know, random. Anywho, I rent the shop from my best friend and his wife. They own a house out here. This is part of the outbuilding that they got with the house. I needed a different place because I needed more room. I've got a lot more stuff. I don't know what you can see behind me. You might be able to see a bike or a workbench or a really messy shop, or maybe all three. Doesn't really matter to me. It's my shop, not yours. Basically went down with my other channel. I forgot my password. Any email that I had linked up with it was being screwy, so I couldn't get the notification from YouTube to re-upload or to change my password and re-log in. So that's kind of where that one ended, which sucks, but it is what it is. I'm not, too worried about it. I didn't know that I had a YouTube channel, kind of, sort of, through Google with the new phones nowadays. I'm not real technologically inclined, so it takes me a while to figure things out and whatnot. And so yeah, but anywho, here's me 8 years later. Haha. Not a whole lot about me has changed, really, other than the fact I now live with my amazing girl, and we got plans for the future that are happening, and things are going well there. Things with family life, well, let's just say I talk to my dad and my brother now, and that's really about it. Haven't seen my mom or my sister in quite a long time, and things happen. People get older, get wiser. Well, I've gotten older, not really wiser. I've done a lot of different things. I've had a lot of vehicles in the past few years, financial situations, just the basic shit. I mean, everybody and their brother goes through it. It is what it is. It's a pain in the ass we all like to call life. I don't really want to say I stopped wrenching for a while, but I slowed down for a while, and now I'm slowly starting to pick back up again. I got some projects going. I got a couple people I'm doing work for, on top of my, regular job. I did construction for a while, poured a lot of concrete. Now I'm back to being a machinist in a factory. Do I miss concrete? Yes, a lot, but I needed something year round, so I got out of it. I miss it, but I don't. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. I miss it more than I don't miss it. You know what I mean? done a lot of crazy things. I've done a lot of stupid things. Who hasn't, though? You know what I mean? But basically, long story short, I'm back, and I plan on things just picking up from here on out. So, excuse me. You're going to see a lot of videos in this area, in the shop, with projects and builds and just basic stuff. I mean, it's just really like an introductory and a update from Mopar is the only one / me. Well, it's the same person, so I can't really say that, but you know what I'm saying. Like I've said, I've done a lot of things. Toolboxes have grown, toolboxes have been bought, stereo systems have grown, been added to, motorcycles, lawnmowers, boats, snowmobiles, ATVs, the whole 9 yards. For starters, I don't really know where I'm going with this, but anyway, it's enough of my ugly mug. Let's get into the shit you guys really want to see, and that'll be the projects that are happening. I'm going to apologize now. I know my shop's a mess. I did a bunch of work in here on Sunday, and the benches and the work table did get neglected a bit. I was more focused on putting up some other things and getting things organized and moved. I kind of ran out of time to clean the benches and the work table, so pardon the mess. But then again, though, like I said earlier, it's my shop, not yours. But I do know it's a mess. I understand that. So here we go. Let's start out with this simplicity. Don't mind the mess on the work table. This is a 1984 Simplicity 5216. It's got a 5-speed Peerless 800 series in it. I'm not sure of the exact model number because there was schmutz over the back of the transaxle, and I'm assuming the number tag came off when I pulled the schmutz off. I'll show you why the schmutz was on there in a second. But here's my 5216. It's going to be a speed machine. If you look at my older videos on Mopar is the only one, you will see a black Dynamark 1036 with a Peerless 3-speed in it. That was a 2300 series with inch axle shafts and a Briggs & Stratton opposed twin. They had a lot of work done to it, a lot of money stuck into it. That tractor was stupid fast. This one's not going to go quite as fast. I would like to squeak out probably 50, 55, or 60, somewhere in that range. If I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. Anyway, this is the machine. It's pretty clean. I mean, considering, it did sit outside up north at the guy's place. It was all complete when I got it, let me mind you. Just excuse that, okay? It was all together and complete when I did purchase this. Don't mind the audio cables. I'll explain those later. Well, let's get those out of there. The motor is a 99 17 horse Briggs opposed twin, because the original 16 horse opposed that was in there, the intake valve was stuck open, and the exhaust valve seat on the cylinder that I'm looking at, and you're looking at, we're both looking at it, the exhaust seat decided to vacate the block, which means it got overheated, piss load. There was a pretty big mouse nest in the other motor, and I'm assuming that's why. Coil was shot, carb needed a bunch of work. So I did all that work, got it to fart off of the other cylinder, and I'm like, why do I have no compression on this side? Pulled the head off, and that's when I found all that out. This motor, I picked it up for $100. Runs on both cylinders pretty good. The carb needs a little bit of tweaking. I might just get a rebuild kit and clean it. I'm not really sure yet. Rebuild kits for these things are like $8. They're cheap. Now, this catch can, if Fearless Front's watching this, which, I mean, I hope he does. I hope more Outlaw does. I hope everybody I'm subscribed to watches this and everybody else. But this idea I got from Fearless Front, and I really like it. It's the same catch can, actually, that he has. The only difference is mine's red and his is silver. And I did not use hard lines. With his, he got like a braided water line with it, and he was kind of sketchy on it, and I don't blame him because it looked like water line and whatever. When I got this kit, these lines actually came with it. They came with the kit. They're about $16 off of eBay with free shipping. I like the little sight glass. It does have a little drain on the bottom, which I do like. It's really easy to hook up. Let's go to the other side and I'll show you how it's all hooked up. If you notice, here's the breather line coming out of the crankcase breather, which is right there. And I know the motor's nasty. It'll get cleaned up. Or the engine, excuse me. But yeah, this guy comes out of the breather, goes into the catch can, and then the other side goes into the intake. Now, I did cut down the factory intake housing because I like the bare filter. It actually flows better. I did that with my other opposed twin on the Dynamark, and it worked actually very well. The motor ran really, really, really good. Now, this plate is from the 84 Briggs because I already had it cut down, and I really like the single post versus the dual post that came with this motor. Engine, whatever. It does have the 4-bolt fuel pump, which a little difficult to see. Maybe I can kind of sort of pan around. Can't really see it the best. You can see it better from the other side. Coils original to the engine. Everything's original minus the fuel line and the catch can. That that vacuum line that you see right there, it is right here. My finger's touching it. That will get replaced with clear line, just like the fuel line did, because I want it to have all new lines. I might replace the coil, I don't know, just to have a new one in there and keep that one as a backup, or what I'm probably going to do is going to just run it till it goes. But yeah, as far as the exhaust, that's just simple 3/4 inch gas pipe going into a set of little mufflers. You kind of see the one there. The other one you can see a lot better. It's that shiny piece. It's, you know, this guy here. My finger's touching it again. That's my exhaust. The baffles are punched out of it, and it does have, that exhaust is 2.5 inch pipe that my best friend got me from where he works. Got me a big 14-foot section, and I cut it down to make it work with this. Here's the side exit. Yes, I know, I do have a nice gash in here. It's from when I was trying to cut these to narrow them down with the running board because I wanted, you know, a nice clean look. I like the way that looks. And I messed up with the Sawzall. I should have used a hacksaw. I did on the other side, and it looks a lot better. Used the Sawzall, and the blade walked, and as you can see, it went down there. I'm probably going to patch that up with a little bit of a weld on the backside with the flux core that is sitting on the table. But otherwise, it sounds nice. I'm not going to start it just because there's a battery for it, but it's not wired in at all. The switches are there, but there's no wiring in this thing whatsoever. Let's go back to that fuel pump real quick since I'm on this side. As you notice, it is a 4-bolt. Every other one that I have has been a 3-bolt, including the opposed one I have. And the one sitting in the tractor down there, you can kind of see it. It's orange and cream. I'll get over there in a second. On these 5216s, the rear fenders, like this, sits up about here. And I lopped that out. I actually cut that center support. You can kind of see. I know, terrible view. Once again, it's with my phone, and I haven't video recorded anything in a long time. I cut about 2.5, 2 3/4 inches out of it to drop those fenders a little bit above the rear tires. just so that, I sit lower on it. I didn't physically lower the tractor. I didn't want to. And the front axle is welded solid into place. So now to get to this transaxle, the issue I have with it, it is an 800 series, but look at that hole. Oh my God. That's why I think the tag's gone. I had the pieces somewhere. Oh, there they are. You can see them dangling right there. I'm not going to touch them because they're full of that nasty ass grease. But I'm going to patch that hole with those after I lock the rear end. Yeah, I know I'm stupid for even doing that because it will more than likely blow up, but I don't care. There's a guy who lives by my house that has a bunch of these 800s for sale, and he's willing to sell one for cheap. So when this one does blow up, I'll just pick up that spare one, take it apart, or lock the axle, and call it a day. But as you can see, here's the other side. That looks a lot better, a lot nicer. Running the factory clutch pedal. It's going to be backwards. I wish the clutch was on the other side, but I'm working with what I'm dealt. So I'm going to have the throttle pedal on the other side. I'm not going to bypass the governor right away. I'm going to wait, see what kind of speed I get out of this, and if it doesn't go as fast as I want it to, then I will bypass the governor. But as Fearless Front said in his videos, and as I'm going to say in mine, I do not recommend that. That is stupid. That is a damn good way to blow up your engine. And if you're like me, building on a budget, don't really want to throw another engine in. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that's this thing, the Simplicity. The name for this is Little Bastard because it has been a little bastard since I started working on it. Now, this table that it's on, I built this table myself. I know, I'm not a carpenter. I know that. No need to tell me. But it is 3 feet and 5/8 inches tall because the top is 5/8 piece of OSB or press board, whatever the hell it is. Sides are 2x10. They're real 2x10s. Those boards are actually 2 inches thick. It's not 1.5 or whatever. Yeah, it's about 1.5 normally. These are really 2 inches thick by 10 inches wide. The front and back are 2x6s. It is 4 feet wide and 75 inches long. Perfect for a garden tractor. It is sturdy enough to hold the biggest one I have, which is the King right up there. So, which is what I'm tickled pink about, because the King is going to go onto this table once this is done. Now, upgrades that I have done over the years. Toolbox. That's one. It's a pretty decent upgrade, I think. It's quite large. It's full of tools. Go figure, just like everything else. Here's one workbench. This is the one I usually do my carburetors on, just because of the nice light that is above it. Once again, I know it's messy. I know. That receiver is going to an auction. Debating on this, if I'm going to get rid of the CD player too. It all works, but and below it, shop vac, gas cans, exhaust from motorcycles, box of random shite, some batteries, some juice, some Earls, random bits, shelves full of chemicals, basic shop stuff. Then of course you got to have the Harley can, oil can. Then you got all the beer cans. Then of course outboard motor oil, because why not? This cabinet here is my motorcycle parts cabinet. Who doesn't have a deep fryer in their shop? They need one if they don't have one. That's my gorgeous lady. It's me and my best friend. You can tell I'm the fat guy on the right. And my best friend is next to me, obviously. That's a bike that I built. It's in pieces now. Motor locked up. Sad day. Anyway, compressor, new radio with an equalizer. Soon to go on top of that when I go pick it up will be the 3200 watt amp. So I can power these big bastards. There's one there. There's one here. They both are Welton Pro Studio cabinets. This one has a brand new crossover and 2 brand new 15-inch subwoofers. Still has the factory horn tweeter and factory 6-inch mid. Or 4-inch mid. Yeah, it's a 4-inch mid. This one is still rocking its original Pro Studio subs with the original mid and horn tweeter and the original crossover. 50th NECV along with radio. Let's see. Oh, there's a shelf that I put up. One of them. More lights, plywood, backseat out of my van. The tank from the Widowmaker, which was that picture I showed you. Here's what I call the meth lab. No, I do not do drugs. No, I do not make meth. I never have and I never will. This is my storage. There's my sled. Outboard parts, outboards, motors, bike stuff's in the back, bar stock on the wall, Dodge grills, you know. There's the original engine that came out, a little bastard. There's engines down there, tanks, you know, random stuff. Here's my motorcycle. It's an 83 Honda Goldwing Interstate GL 1100i. I traded it for an outboard and a trolling motor. Look at that. 31,000 miles. All the gauges work. Radio still works. The rubber on it is fairly new. I had to put the antenna back on because it didn't have one when I got it. The cord was actually cut underneath. Here is the Yardman, also known as the King. It's an 83 Yardman Hydro 16 with the original engine and transaxle in it. Hydrostatic, everything still works as it should, still runs as it should. The transaxle got rebuilt. Oh God, 15 years ago, and the engine got rebuilt shortly after that. I did the engine. I farmed out doing the transaxle because I didn't know what I was doing back then with that. But yeah, I still have it. She still runs like a top. The only thing I've done to it since the last time any of you guys have seen it, or if you look at my old channel, I did the High Life shifter. And then I did convert this thing to a push button start with a toggle switch on off. This is going to stay the same, other than it's going to get repainted. That's just going to get a cosmetic restoration. That's about it. Doesn't need anything. So this one is going to become a mud mower, just because it seems to be the hot thing nowadays, and I like watching the videos for Mower, Outlaw, Fearless Front, Bearded Mutta, Creepy Crawler, Rex 4x4. You know, all you guys put out some badass videos and badass builds. And I also just remembered, can't forget Reds02. I like wheel horses. My older videos from my other channel, I had a Raider 10. This is a wheel horse 8. Supposedly the motor ran and it stopped, needs work. I think I'm going to just do a heart transplant, do some pulley swappage. Might repaint it, otherwise I kind of like the patina on it. Looks nice actually. Put different wheels and tires on it, you know. That's down the road. Not worried about it right now. I got bigger fish to fry. But yeah, this is basically, you know, the shop, an update, a little bit of everything. I'll show you the sound system too real quick. You see the receiver, one speaker, the other one's right there. There's one bookshelf speaker. There's another one. Then you walk further down. There's a larger speaker there, and a larger speaker there. That's the entire system. It does rattle the building fairly well, so I can't really complain. But yeah, that's it. So, thanks for watching. If you did like the video, like it. If you like the channel, there's a few videos I got up already, subscribe to it. If you don't like it, thumbs down. If you want to leave a comment, go ahead. If you want to leave a comment on how shitty the video is, go ahead. I could care less. I'm just doing this for fun. So take her easy, guys, and see you soon. All right. Bye.